Hey guys, welcome to our Friday stream. Welcome in, welcome in. Hey Danny, hey Mike.
What's up?
Hey Bradley. What's up,
How's
everybody?
everyone's Hi. How was everyone's week?
Very good.
Mike?
Yeah.
Very good. My baby boy graduated from high school today, you guys.
Nice.
The man now. He's a man right now. Feeling some
Awesome.
kind of way about it.
Awesome. I'll be there one day.
Too
Congratulations.
much energy, man. Thank you. Wow, you guys calm down. I'm like at a 12.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying that's
You
dope.
did it though. Like is it like a milestone? Like, now it's all like anything that happens now is all on them. You did your part, right?
Yeah, if only. No, I feel like
Yeah, it's not how it works.
Somehow
That's
you're
how it
responsible
works.
for him for a little bit longer. I think it's
Yeah.
gonna go, a little bit longer.
Yep.
Awesome.
How about you,
Welcome in.
Danny? How was your week?
My week was very good. I think I told you guys before, like work-wise, like I'm really enjoying the people I'm working with right now, and that continued this week. Knock on wood. It's just nice to have to work with nice, sort of solid people. Is yeah, it does make all the difference in the world. So yeah,
I feel
work
like
week
it's
was good.
possible. I feel like it's possible to like your job too much, and you might be right around. You're teetering on that edge right now.
For sure,
I'm
for
being
sure.
Too
And
happy.
listen, and I'm not like young Buck McGee, right? I'm old, so I've worked for a long time. So it's been a long time since I actually felt like this. So it's nice. Yeah. So work is good. My middle daughter just got home from college 2 weeks ago. So it's nice to have all the kids back in the house for a little while, for the summer. So yeah, everything's good.
So we'll like how we normally start. So we'll start off with doing a check-in on what you guys were able to do throughout the week last week, and we'll start with you, Mike.
Okay, cool. So I am not quite so out there as I was last week. I ended up getting a little bit done on this guy. If I hop over into Photoshop, you can see that I managed to start to figure him out a little bit and start to get the armor kind of just blocked out. Still way farther behind than I'd like to be, and honestly, today I gotta crank. But yeah, he's getting there. He's getting there.
Awesome. Danny, how about you?
I think I got the design figured out for this dude. Now it's just executing a few pieces. So he's got a little bullet bag back here. I was gonna make it a little ammo box, like a metal ammo box. So I looked up some reference for that. But he's got so much metal already, so he's just metal and a little bit of flesh. And I was like, you know what? It'd be nice to have a little bit of material breakup. So I think I'm gonna make this like a canvas bag. So I've got that, the strap, and a couple little cleanup pieces on the hard surface, and then I get back to sculpting the skin. So I want to do a little bit of sculpting tonight. So I'm only gonna mess with the hard surface for a little bit.
So I'm gonna speak for everyone who's looking at what we're looking at right now. You got to give us a breakdown on how you did your lighting scene.
Yeah,
how you're
easy.
showing it off there, and I think that'll be really cool for everyone who's joining the watch.
Okay.
How
Yeah,
the
yeah.
process is done.
Yeah, easy. I'll show you later on tonight.
So you're in Maya right now, right?
Yeah. So I'm doing all my hard surface stuff in Maya. I'm a sucker. I know. I'm not doing Z modeler and all that, but
So
I'm just more comfortable here.
Tell the folks who maybe this is their first night tuning into the project what you're working on, and I'll
Yeah.
tell them because I forgot to tell them on mine also.
Yeah. So for my project, I'm reimagining the Slig. He's one of the characters from Oddworld that I always thought was like a fun little character. So if you've ever played the old Oddworld games, it's this guy. So I just wanted to beef him up a little bit and make a more modernized, heavier, tankier sort of version of this guy. So instead of shotgun, just double barrel, he's got no hands. He's just gonna shoot you down. So yeah.
That's Robert Rodriguez's version of the Slig.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice. Yeah, and for mine, I'm on Ghost and Ghouls, or Ghouls and Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls. Ghouls and Ghosts, you guys. Yeah. So I love this game. Never was able to get the name right, but that's what I'm working on.
All right. So, pencils up, guys.
All right. It's funny. I feel like every week you're like pencils up, and I'm already working.
You cheating. You cheating.
I
That's how
am.
you was able to get all that nice hard surface detail over there.
Oh man, this shit is so janky. It's crazy. If you zoom in, it's terrible.
Brad said he wants to rig them. Which one, Brad? Which one you want to rig?
Oh, Mr. Gorman, 1000%.
Nice. What's up, Brad? So, Brad Lee.
I'm Brad too.
You're Brad. You're Brad too. You're mini me. First of all, I spoke to Brad Grotman the other day. He's like, "What happened? I disappeared for a couple weeks, and you replaced me with another Brad?" I was like, "It was real uncomfortable."
Hey, Brad, it's okay. He always talks about you. Like I know I'm the other one. I know I'm the other one. All right, I can never replace you. Brad says he wants to rig all of them. That's dope. We might need to double click on that.
If you guys haven't seen it already, Brad did he's done a few dope animations, but he did one for his reimagining of Burger Time. It's on his YouTube.
Ooh, nice. I haven't seen it
yet. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. And I helped. I did he had me do a drawing of the egg white guy.
Nice.
And then he made it into a really super scary updated scene, which is dope.
Nice.
Cool. Thanks, MJ. MJ says that he has a raid incoming from IR Scopes.
Nice.
MJ, let us know when you do that so we can update our new viewers on what we're working on.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Definitely, man. Appreciate it.
So, I feel like, let's see. It's okay, other Brad. You're a much better host than I would be. I don't know about that. So, they canceled Jupiter's Legacy.
Yeah,
I saw that. They didn't get.
I didn't even get to see it yet.
Oh,
well, now at least you're lucky. You can watch it like with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
I hate when they do that, man. There was a show on Netflix that I really liked called "I'm Not Okay with That" or "With This" or something, and it had the girl and the guy from It, the movie with the updated version of the Stephen King book.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very cool. It was done in chapters, and they got up to like this climactic kind of a season finale, and then they canceled it. So I don't know what happens now. Bummer.
We have a question from Insane Pixel. Danny, did you hard surface model his back spine support in Maya?
I did, and there's a time lapse for it coming this week to the channel. But yes, I did.
So MJ got a lovely raid going on for us. So for those who just started to join our channel, we are a group of guys that decided to, we want to show the community of artists our work process and be able to work on a project from beginning to end each month. And we decided to form the Stylus League. And every Friday, we get together, we try to recreate the studio vibe. We talk about what's going on in the art community, what we're working on, and just shoot the breeze, all while trying to answer some of your technical questions, some of your artistic questions, and some of the things that just might come to mind as you're trying to work through your own project. So we have Mike Thompson with us and Danny Williams, Point Pusher, and they are our teams, the leader of our teams that creates every week. So thank you for joining us. And if you have any questions, ZBrush, Maya, production, even some career advice, just ask and we'll do the best that we can to answer it for you. All while breaking no NDAs.
There it is.
So cancel Jupiter's Legacy, but are going to do a spin-off called Super Crooks. Yeah, I saw that. Hopefully
Yeah.
be as okay. I think if you haven't seen it, I think they ended it on a cliffhanger, and I was excited to see what's gonna happen next. You know how I handle cliffhangers. I can't. This was a real cliffhanger. It was a real cliffhanger. So to find out
Just so you guys know, Bradley, the bane of his existence is the cliffhanger. Just so you know that he doesn't do well. Does not do well with cliffhangers. Danny, tell them why Brad did not like the end of Invincible.
So
he just felt like it was too much of a cliffhanger.
So Danny, Mike, we just had like a huge influx of people drop in. If you can just individually just quickly give a high level of the projects that you're working on for the Stylus League, and I will start with you, Danny.
Sure. So this project, we are working on video game characters. So we have this week and next week to work on them, and the week after that we sort of show our final. So I'm working on the Slig from Oddworld, like one of the enemy AI guys from Oddworld. So he's this guy, and we're reimagining, our characters in our own sort of updated design. So yeah, this is what I'm working on now.
Cool. And I am working on Ghouls and Ghosts, which is an old game which I really used to dig when I was a little bit younger. I think they just came out with a remastered version for the Nintendo Switch, and so I'm working on Arthur. I actually am going to try to get. We only have like another week left, but I wanted to try to get a layout that's something like this. Which I totally stole from the old National Lampoon Vacation Boris Vallejo poster. So
nice.
That's what I'm working on. Yeah.
And so that's awesome, guys. So our last project was 80s cartoons, which Mike worked on a Lion-O figure. And if you have ZBrush, our Lion-O figure has shown on the opening screen of ZBrush when you open it up. That was worked on in the Stylus League, and you can see that on our YouTube channel. So if you go there, subscribe, and you'll see the progress on that. And Danny actually worked on Skeletor, and you'll also see that up there on our page as well. So you can look at that process. And very soon we'll have the final renders of both of those on our official ArtStage page.
Yeah.
That was fun.
So now I don't know what to watch now. I was really is Umbrella Academy coming out soon? Like I feel like I need to watch more superhero shows.
So that's soon. I think Loki is next week, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sure?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then we got What If coming up in is it July or August?
That's the one I'm waiting on. Yeah, I think it's.
Me too.
What's What If?
I hope.
That is.
Oh my gosh,
scary.
dude!
I don't do scary.
No, it's not scary.
No.
No. So What If is based off of the comic book that Marvel put out. They would always put out like I don't know, what if Wolverine the big battle between Wolverine and the Hulk? What if it played out differently? You know what I'm saying? Or like what if the Falcon actually was Cap and Cap was a Falcon? Like they always like flip it on different stuff. Yeah, so they have a lot of pretty, kind of cool scenarios that are getting ready to drop soon.
Yeah, and it's animated.
All animated.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the trailer for it, Brett, check out the trailer.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna love it already because they I think one of the scenarios is what if instead of Star-Lord became in the Guardians, it was T'Challa. So you have Black Panther is the leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
very cool.
Like, and Netflix has the rights to do Marvel properties out
there?
No, it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's cool. It's like it's not just like a weird like you see in the trailer. So this is no spoiler out there. It's not like a situation where all of a sudden out of nowhere, there's space T'Challa. They show Yondu like showing up and talking to the kid and being fascinated by him, and then like taking young T'Challa instead of Peter Quill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
I think I've never heard of this DC property, but Sweet Tooth came out this week too.
Yeah.
What
Robert
is
Downey Jr. is executive producing that with his wife, I think. It's a DC property. It looks like it's fantasy based. I don't know much about it, but it's I don't know, the fact that he's attached to it and that it is a DC thing, and you know, I'm hearing good things, so I'm gonna check it out.
What's up, Bear? Bear CG say, "What's good, gents?"
Oh man, I don't like that guy.
You can't just disliking people that take their time to come watch you, Danny. Even if you personally dislike them, you have to like them live.
Even if even if they take your lunch money when you were younger.
No, Mark Page took my lunch money. I took Bear's lunch money.
Oh,
I just,
well, then
you know,
he should dislike you, I think, is how that works, right?
Yeah.
and I think I'm not really ready for that, like maturity wise level. So I think that's why I'm expressing my dislike. Hurt people, never forget. So, sorry, Bear, for taking your money.
Bear said, "Yeah, like me live, Danny. Like me live."
Yeah.
So if you have any questions on what the guys are working on, please ask. The more you ask, the more you learn. The more we get to show you. But you know, this is what we do. We just shoot the air, talk to each other, invite you in on the conversation, but we wait for you to ask us some questions, so the guys can demonstrate or give you some of their best practices.
Is that is that the PG way of saying it? Shoot the air?
Yeah,
That's something I've never heard of.
I don't know who's watching us that we got raised.
Oh no, listen. Sure, hey, I hear you. I'm just saying, I never heard that. That's good.
Shoot that air.
All right. Whatever makes you happy.
Same Pixel said, Danny, does Crease information from Maya transfer to ZBrush?
You can get it to transfer. Sometimes it gets a little crashy. The key is you have to save it out as a .ma file. So save out your geometry as a .maya ASCII, and then you'll be able to import it into ZBrush using the import, because it'll understand .ma. And it'll apply a ZBrush crease to it.
Insane Pixel, does that answer your question?
That's not what I want.
Mike, all I know is that you real nasty with Z-Modeler.
Z-Modeler?
You doing Z-Modeler, I would have to like go into Maya and start doing it.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Tony Gore, because that's the dude that got me on Z-Modeler.
Whoa, that's not right.
Same Pixel City. IR Sculpt says you guys have to use Z-Modeler. It saves so much time to know that tool.
Sure.
But nothing's like, being able to select a vertex and move it around, Just feels right.
Oh, let me know, because I have a lot of cats who supported me and picked up my anti-venom. If you're in here and picked it up, let me know what you think so far. That's been keeping me up at night. I want to make sure that...
And don't hold back either. Don't hold back.
Please go so hard. Like, I'm sure that Bradley would enjoy it if you made me cry tonight. So please do your thing.
I can report one.
Yes.
So I have not had a chance to check it out yet, although I was happy to buy it and support you. However, Mark Page communicated to me that he is checking it out and he is loving it. He wanted me to tell you that. I forgot until awesome. just now. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you, Mark. What's up, man?
Insane Pixel said, I was always told to use OBJ for transfers to ZBrush, but that's way easier.
It depends on what you're doing. So like if I have a bunch of pieces and I need to retain certain aspects of those pieces, either FBX or MA is better. But if I'm doing single pieces, OBJ is fine. There's nothing wrong with doing OBJ. Oh man, I think I have subdivision turned on for this. Nope. Weird.
Like you were preparing with your Cyclops visor to work on that tonight.
You know it.
Thank you again for joining us tonight. Please like and subscribe on our YouTube and Twitch pages. Again, we do this every Friday at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time until 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So here's where we live. So, Mike, MJ says, I've been watching it over the last week, and it is awesome. It is nice to see the evolution of Sculpt and how you build up the forms.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was hoping that I didn't.
Only just started, but loving it so far. Great work, Mike.
Dope. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, and thank you for the early support. For real, I really appreciate it. I set it up. I was worried about the music because I know, I like what I like, and I didn't want it to get too crazy on there. But I did set it up. If anybody hasn't gotten to the part where I explain it yet, where when the music comes on, there's a little icon in the lower left-hand corner that it disappears when the music stops and I start talking. So if you want to mute it, or you're not really feeling it or whatever, when you see that icon go away, that's when I start talking again.
That's a really good idea, I gotta say.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I think Gumroad promoted you this week, right?
They did. I got a notice today that they were promoting me as one of their fresh Gumroads of the week or something. Thanks.
For those who are into video games, I know E3 is next week. I'm curious if there's anything that you guys are looking forward to playing in the near future. I know God of War got delayed until 2022. I expect it to happen. To have Horizon Zero Dawn and God of War in 1 year, that would have been crazy.
Listen, those guys, I rarely tweet anything. I never go on Twitter. And I saw that news on Twitter, and I just tweeted out, for whatever it's worth, those guys have my trust completely. Like the same way Marvel movies, I went and saw Ant-Man and I liked it. Right? I didn't think that was the world I was going to live in at all. And, that's the kind of trust I have for those developers at Sony Santa Monica. When they're ready to release it, I'll be ready to play it. That's the way I feel about it.
Ready.
Pixel said info on Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Did they ever
That
come
scary
out with
game.
that's the one that they showed. That's the one that they showed like from like
With the pig,
years
right?
ago. They showed
Yeah,
yeah, but it was like
CG
the
pig.
one they
Yeah.
redid. Yeah, it was beautiful. That never came out, right?
No, it has never came out.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't turn into like a Duke Nukem type of situation.
I'm looking forward to Bethesda's and Microsoft's presentation.
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta say, recently I went back. I really liked Bioshock Infinite when it came out, and I played it again a few months ago. And I'm just gonna say it. That game is great. It hits different in Trump's America, bro.
Bioshock.
If Bioshock Infinite, if you've ever played that game, and you know what I'm talking about with like the Vox Populi and all that stuff or whatever, and then you go look at like the world as it is crazy.
Thank you, MJ. Let me know if the audios are better for me now. I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Is Black Widow soon as well? Can't wait to see that one.
I think so. Is that one going to be Disney Plus also, or theaters only?
Yes, Disney Plus. Yeah.
Nice.
But
It's
are they
July
doing?
9th? I thought it was in June. Gotta wait a little longer.
It's not going to be day and date though, right? I think you got to pay to watch it on Disney because they
like the
specifically
premiere
tell
or
it's
whatever.
supposed to be in the theater. Yeah. I don't know about that move, man. I got a buddy who's a giant ScarJo fan,
Mhm.
and he can't wait for this movie. But I got to tell you, I don't know that I'm looking for the Black Widow story. So, I'll tell you why. Let me tell you why before you say anything.
Yeah.
Because we've seen it a billion times. That's why. You've seen La Femme Nikita. You've seen Salt. You've seen like there's all these movies with these badass like women doing stuff, and they grow up as assassins. And so I'm like, okay, let's do it again.
Yeah. There's a shot in the trailer though where it looks like it's her on Vormir, sitting there waiting. I don't know if you
really?
caught that. Yeah.
No.
And if you go back and watch the trailer, there's a shot with her sitting on a rock under a night sky, looking up, and it looks like Vormir. So I'm like, that would be cool if they show you a little of, like, did she become what Red Skull was? Right? Is she still around? Like, what is that?
That would be crazy.
So
Okay.
yeah,
That would change my mind about everything.
yeah.
Well, I have trust. Marvel has only let me down twice. It was with Age of Ultron and Captain Marvel. So anything after that, is pretty good.
Oh yeah, you like all the Thor movies?
I don't want
Which
you
ones?
to talk bad about me publicly, but
Which
yeah,
ones?
I did actually.
Wait, you like all the Thor movies?
Oh, you like
I
Dark
actually-
World? You didn't
I
like
did
Dark World. No, you didn't like Dark World.
Hold on. Just as a standalone, hold on. As a standalone movie, is Dark World better than Age of Ultron?
No, damn it.
All right,
Okay.
there we go.
All right.
There we
Well,
go.
I didn't want to leave this show today.
I was about to be like, I'm out.
Good night,
I'm
everybody.
out. Yeah.
And also, I don't want to hear anything bad about Captain Marvel. I think it's a whole lot of people talking a whole lot of mess. And truth be told, that movie for a standalone character was second only to Black Panther for money made from a Marvel franchise. So I don't know why she got fired, but
She didn't get fired. She's still there, right? No.
no,
Ooh.
they gave her the Bills new like last
Ooh.
week or something like that. What's her name? Brie Larson.
Captain Marvel? Really?
Yeah,
She got the boot?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Crazy.
Oh no, man. I'm weird. I sort of liked the Captain Marvel movie.
Still,
The same
I didn't
Pixel
think
said, I enjoy Raya and the Last Dragon, and just super excited for what's the name of that new Marvel one?
Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi? Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it's good.
Yeah. That Eternals trailer looks pretty cool.
Does it though?
I don't know how I feel about
Does it really?
at this point.
I mean, listen, man. Like I said, I went and saw Ant-Man and was like, I hope they make another one. So
Yeah, but
I
I feel
thought
like
that
I
would
know how
happen.
this is gonna go. Like the only way an Eternal movie could be interesting is someone becomes mortal, and that's pretty typical. Like like they're not dying, they're eternal. What are we doing?
I mean,
I think that movie's going to be way better than the trailer. That
What
trailer
about-
didn't do it any favors. I'm just saying.
what about love? What about sacrifice? What about all these things that can happen? It's only about life or death with you, Bradley? My goodness, man.
I guess.
Nope.
That's real deep. That's real deep. I don't know.
There you go. There you go.
Same Pixel said, "Do you think Eternal's gonna show young Thanos? That would be interesting."
That's what everybody's saying. That's what everybody's saying. I don't know enough about any of the comic book stuff. Like, I'm not that dude. I just found out about Comixology from these two like 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, I don't know much about the original comics. So it's all new to me. I'm good with all of it.
Let's see what you got going on.
I'm just doing a little sculpting on the body. So I just took the geometry that I had in Maya and just dumped it out as an OBJ, just so I could have it as a reference, so I could start doing a little sculpting on the skin, like for like where things penetrate the skin. I want this to feel like it's like a little bit painful the way these things are integrated. So yeah, I'm gonna start sculpting that stuff in. But actually, right now, I'm going to look at an artist, and if you don't know who Peter Koenig is, he's amazing. He's an artist that's worked at a bunch of studios, but I love his creature work. I'll make him
the link in the private chat so I can share.
Yeah, I'll make him part of my What's Good tonight when we do that.
Cool.
But yeah, I have on my second monitor right now, just looking at some stuff. I'll drop the link right now. Yeah, he's amazing. He's been around forever and has done a bunch of cool work on video games and films. And I love his creature work. So as I'm sculpting this skin, I was like, you know what? Let me go look at someone way better than me for a second that I could just like creep on their cool creature work.
Oh, so that's how you fixed all that crossing geometry.
Oh, with deleting the things, spines. Yeah.
Well, things are looking real purple at your place, Mike. I like your feng shui. I like your feng shui.
You know how I do. Like that. Ever since I saw Black Panther, everything's Wakanda purple for me.
Blur Gaming Network says dropping some love for the hottest models in modeling. Thank you. I don't know if you guys. So Blur is one of my best friends on this planet. I have others best friends for other planets, so I can have multiple best friends. But he's my best friend on this planet.
Oh man, I'm sorry, bro.
And I keep trying to tell him to step his game up. I found 2 new friends, and like that's when he started dropping in. Like, who you replacing me with?
Oof.
Game up, Blur.
Actually, as we're talking about best friends dropping in, I can say this about Bear. He knows some people who I would consider very good friends too. So there you go. I can't call Bear my friend, but because Bear broke my heart, and I'll tell you guys why when we get to Halloween, when we get to our first Halloween episode. I'll tell you why, because it's Halloween related, and he broke my heart.
Right. Noted.
Yep, there it is.
You were working on your Boolean that mesh.
Yeah, I forgot to turn on dynamic subdiv. There it is.
Clean.
Clean enough.
I think there's supposed to be a new announcement for Nintendo with like a Switch console next week. More stuff that people can't buy or get anytime soon.
Crazy.
Did you, either one of you guys, get a Switch?
My daughter has one.
I gave mine away to a kid that didn't have one.
Nice.
Yo, I didn't care about the Switch, and then I saw that this game came out only on the Switch, I think. So now I care about the Switch. I might get it just for this game.
It's pretty fun, I will say. So the whole thing about ghouls and ghosts or ghosts and goblins or whatever, I always thought it was like one was a sequel, or maybe one was like the Japanese version or whatever. Do you know the deal?
So it's the Japanese, like the Famicom version that was ghouls and goblins, or ghouls and goblins, or something like that. And then the US version, the one that I had, which was on, I want to say I had it on my Genesis, I think. That one was ghouls and ghosts.
Yeah.
So it was like the, you know how we always had something that was close to the Japanese version, but not the same thing. Yeah,
so Danny, do you mind sharing how are you making your assets transparent like that in ZBrush?
Yeah, sure. The little transparency button down here, it lets you show all your other subtools as transparent. And if you make the ghost, actually in the default UI, it is right here, transparency. And then you can also turn on the ghosting, because if you turn the transparency on like that, but no ghosting, when you can sculpt, you can do like sculpt all the way through and you don't get the weird outline like that. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah, I like this. I like to do that.
Might actually start using the transparency. Like I
Yeah,
just didn't. It was like hard when it did like the white ghost. I'm like, that's useless to me. I can't do anything with that.
yeah, it's tough to see. It's tough to see like that. But if you turn off the ghosting, yeah, it's a little bit better.
Other fun news, if anyone's into it, Nvidia released their 3080 Ti card, so maybe some artists may be able to get their hands on some 3090s one day at MSRP. Maybe you can get that extra VRAM after you sell your soul and anything that you care about.
Danny,
Yeah,
what's your official standpoint on upgrading your GPUs, man? Like, how often do you do it? What's diminishing returns? All that good stuff. Let me know what you think.
for me, if I start hitting a wall technologically for things that I can't do, right? Like, oh, I can't run this application, or I can't be fast, basically.
Yeah.
Doing that, but so far my little old machine is doing okay with the things I need to do. So,
What do you have in there currently?
2080 Ti.
Okay.
Yeah, and then my work machine, I've got a 3090 in there, and I do notice a difference for sure. But it's not like I can't do the things I need to do. So, yeah, I'll upgrade when I need to, and hopefully at that point the 3090 will be available. So,
I also have the 2080 Ti in mind, and it's one of those things where I get asked all the time when I do the ZBrush lives, oh, you're gonna get this thing, the new joint is coming out, did you get this?
That's only the second best question they ask. They always ask you how old you are.
Oh my God, what is up with that, dude? Did you see that yesterday? What the hell, man?
Since this is our stream, I'm going to say it is completely not okay to publicly ask someone how old they are. All right, it's rude. If you're looking up to someone and they appear to be older than you or in the same age, then more power to them. That means that there's room for you and that you can do it too. But I think to publicly oh, how old are you? How old are you,
that was
sir?
crazy. It's crazy. So, but this is the thing. I think I opened myself up to this because I think I said it one time, and even like my lady was like, dude, what are you doing? Why would you say that? Why would you tell people how old you are? And I don't know. I always felt like, whatever, man. Like, I know for women, that's the thing. For guys, I was like, whatever, this is how old I am. But then there's also like these, the ageism is like for real with the industry. So you got to be careful with that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's just like people just outright, yo, how old are you? And then when I tell them, they're just like, you don't look that old. You look way younger than that. I'm like, I know that. I already know that. You're gonna tell me.
Tuck your junk, Mike.
I'm like, yo, who you telling?
He's old enough to pick up Stylus.
Damn straight. I'm old enough to have two graduates. That's how old I am, young man.
But I digress. About your upgrading.
Oh yeah. So no, I got the 2080 also. But my thing with this is I got a friend named Jay who constantly like hits me up when something comes out. He's like, yo, Mike, this thing is out. You got to get this thing. And I'm like, no, I don't have to get this thing. Every time I get a graphics card, I'm like, this is going to solve all my problems in life. And inevitably I go into Keyshot and try to run it. And I can't take advantage of GPU rendering because I don't tell Bradley explained this to me. Tell him why I couldn't get it to work. I have an NVIDIA, what is this? Who makes this card?
Ti. So
yeah, it's a 2080 Ti, but I wanted to find out who makes it. I can't remember what it's called. Which one? But yeah.
There's a pro and a con to, I think. So One of my first graphics cards for my computer was like a 1080 Ti, and you learn certain efficiencies when you don't have like a Mac Daddy, like GPU or CPU, that you don't run into, like if you run a 3090 or whatever. So one of the challenges that Mike was having is that he was loading in 4K textures on everything, and he didn't have enough VRAM on the 2080 Ti. So it's like when you don't have like all that VRAM or stuff, you find ways to be efficient, especially if you're gonna looking to go into production and things like that. So you have to be more efficient and think about like texture size, map sizes, and all that other stuff.
But it wasn't even only it. Like, so I tried to take I took the Lion-O into Keyshot, and what I find is just very weird when I try to do. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It takes the default ZBrush matte cap and fills it with these, like it's a white square with a ghosted sphere in it. It's like a placeholder, like we don't have this texture, it doesn't work. So we're gonna fill it with a whole bunch of these squares with circles in there. And I reached out to Paul Gabry and was like, dude, what is this? He explained it to me and told me how to fix it, but I got to go in and work on nodes and all this other stuff. And I'm averse to nodes. I don't really be messing with nodes like that. So, but it has something to do with that. I think it has something to do with the fact that there's not enough VRAM.
Yep.
So I'm just like, when I bought this card, I honestly was like, all right, I'm spending $1,500 on this card. This is going to be the bomb. I'm not going to have to worry about anything. And just immediately it didn't. So that's why I'm like, yo, I think I'm done.
Then he had to step away for a few seconds.
Brad, what you watching this week? Anything?
I am going to, a show that I was surprised by as I was working on a few pieces. I watched Shadow and Bone on Netflix, and I thought that was a pretty good show.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was really good.
Okay. I know what I'm watching tonight. I'm gonna talk you into watching this with me, man. We're gonna watch this together, bro.
No, I ain't watching no scary shit.
We're gonna watch it together, my friend. No. You and me. We're gonna do it. Yes, we are.
Okay, you know what I want to watch with
The Conjuring, new Conjuring movie. That's what you want to watch.
I haven't seen The Quiet Place.
Well, what are you waiting on? You should watch that. That's not scary.
I need someone to hold my hand.
You better get your wife, son. That's not scary. Wait. Does she watch scary movies?
The only scary movie I know that I've ever seen her watch was, what was that? Keenan Michael, like kill. What's the name of that?
You're talking about Get Out.
Get Out.
And that wasn't particularly. That wasn't particularly scary.
And I still haven't seen that.
What?
No.
Come on, bro.
I don't believe in scaring myself for the enjoyment of other people watching me be soft. I can be soft without being scared.
You totally can. You 100% you can be soft without.
I don't need help.
You don't.
Scared of being. I'm not ashamed of being soft. All right, it's okay. I'm putting up my Drake memes right now. All right.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna have a picture of Brad with like one tear rolling down his cheek.
I don't need to cry.
Danny, you don't mind scary movies, right?
I love scary movies.
Excellent. Are you gonna watch? They're doing the simultaneous release of Conjuring now. It came out today in the theaters too.
Oh, I did not know that. And my daughter that's home from college, she loves scary movies. So maybe after this, I might go put that joint on.
Exactly. I was trying to get my son over here this weekend. Like I said, he graduated, so he's gonna be doing parties all weekend. But
nice.
Yeah, like it's very funny because that's one of the things that help us kind of bond. You know how when kids turn into teenagers, they don't want to have nothing to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow I found out he also likes scary movies. And so when he comes over, we just watch all kinds of stuff. I think the last one we watched was Heredity.
Yeah.
I see, and I see in the chat what's your favorite horror movie.
Yeah,
So I watched Heredity. Ooh my gosh, I think that's probably my favorite right now. That movie changed the game for me. And if you haven't seen it, it's on
Is
Amazon
that a
Prime.
J.R. Smith icon? It is a J.R. Smith icon. That's
nice. I liked Heredity. My scariest of all time is actually The Exorcist. Just
Still?
because, yes, still, but it's not because of the parts where, spoiler alert, a little girl gets possessed. It's not for the parts where Reagan gets possessed. It's for the pacing of the rest of the movie. And I didn't understand this. I always thought that was a scary movie. And I took a film course, and in the course, they did a deep dive on that movie, and I was like, that's what it was that was so scary for me. And it was there's a lot of parts in that movie that are really, really, really calm, where there's two people having a conversation and just sort of sitting down and talking and whatever. But the way that they do some of the camera angles and stuff, when you have the conversations with the possessed character, you see like repeats of some of those same visual ideas, but now stuff's going crazy. So yeah, I love that movie. I think that movie is scary as crap. So
yeah, my scary one is I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Man, oh man.
Insane Pixel says she's waiting for the new Candyman. There's a new Candyman.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Candyman. I don't know what else they can do with that though. Like I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'd be very surprised to see how they reimagine that thing.
I mean, it's got to just be a remake then, right?
Got to be.
Yeah.
So it doesn't still have it's new actor. I'm sure it can't be the same dude that was doing Candyman back in the day, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. Now, if you want to talk about age and showing your age, my wife and I went on a date to see Candyman, and I fell asleep.
Googling when to release. Which one or two?
The first one, and we were very young.
I don't know if this person is in Candyman, but Insane Pixel said Tony Todd is in it.
Is that the main? I've never knew this actor. He's one of those guys.
I think that's the guy.
Him? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
it's what's good time, guys.
Oh, nice.
So we'll start with Mike tonight. So for everyone who's tuning in, what's good is when the guys share, something they want to share with the community that they have going on, or something cool, or demonstrate something. So we'll start with Mike tonight on his what's good.
Okay, cool. So let me get a full screen tonight. Okay. And I'm gonna switch to regular lights here. Let's do some regular lights. Let's get rid of the thing. Regular lights. Nice and bright. Good. A little too baby. So what's good for me is I used to work. If anybody knows about me, I used to do, I work with a company called Echo Unlimited. We were a young men's brand, and I was in charge of their t-shirt department. And so I used to do t-shirts for those guys. And I made a relationship with a printer by the name of Casey Ruby. And we ultimately ended up being friends with a guy named Danny Sweem. I tell you all that to tell you this. They've continued to stay in that industry and keep printing. And so they came up with this. They didn't come up with this, I don't think. They didn't come up with the technique. But there's a technique now that they can print all the colors on one head of the machine. If anybody knows anything about t-shirts, it's pretty revolutionary. So I sent them some of my designs just to see what they could do. And they did this yesterday. They sent me like a box of shirts. But anyway, I wanted to show you this. This is one that they printed, and the quality of this is insane. It's insane, Pixel. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this is my Venom. They sent that to me after I sent them the artwork. They knocked this out. This is from our last series of our debut series. We did the Thundercats we were talking about, and Danny did Skeletor. I want to get your Skeletor, Danny.
Yeah.
I want to get your Skeletor.
I'll send you the render. Yeah.
Nice, and then I'll send it to them. So I just started sending them stuff. Danny already called dibs on this one. I asked for a J Dilla. This is a piece of art that I did back in the day. They printed it for me, and it came out beautifully. Yeah, like amazing artwork. This one, this is one of my old joints back when Civil War came out, and they did this, and the quality is insane. Like, it's so good. So anyway, that's what's good for me.
And that makes us one step closer to our own Stylus League merch. So
yep.
We just got a comment in the chat. Can they buy the Lionel shirt from them?
So that stuff isn't for sale.
Yeah, it's not for sale.
Yeah, that's not for sale. That's just to see what they could do, you guys. But man, it's crazy. So just to let you know, we're going to have a conversation now. Bradley and Danny and I are going to have a conversation. We're probably going to start off with Stylus League merch. So, you know, caps and mugs and shirts and stuff like that. But this type of quality stuff is not off the table. So maybe what we'll do is eventually take some of these designs and turn them into shirts. And if people are interested in them, we can definitely do that. You know?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my words.
Nice. For me, I got two things. The first one I talked about a little bit earlier is Peter Koenig. If you are not familiar with this guy's work, it's pretty phenomenal. So yeah, definitely check his work out. He's just an all-around really great designer. You know, just how he arranges material is really great. He's got a lot of creature work up here on his site. If you know his work from over the years, you know he's got way more than this, but this is just sort of his pruned thing. But if you look up, there's been lots of articles and stuff on his work in the past where you can see things that are not really on his art station. So yeah, I just think he's a really phenomenal designer. The other thing I have is something that I was using in Maya, and that is Mesh Networks. So if you're familiar with Mesh Networks, then you know, this will probably be a little bit boring for you. But if you're not familiar with it, it's a pretty cool thing. It's what I use to generate sort of the gun belt area here. And it's just it's a pretty nice way to distribute objects in Maya. Sorry, I just undid, so it's like thinking. But basically what it's going to allow me to do is have a single bullet that I can replicate along a curve and then manipulate the curve and have the bullet update. So it's a little bit different than the way something like IMM works. Like one of my tiny issues with stuff like ZModeler or other things sometimes is it's great to lay out the thing once, but if you have to make adjustments to it, sometimes there's more robust ways to make adjustments in other packages, right? So I'll show you what I mean. Let's say this was, you know, his gun, right? Here. And in a very few moves, I'm going to be able to take that sort of bullet pack and just sort of run it all the way down. So I'll make a quick bullet. So let's go like that. And I'll rotate this guy 90 degrees, 8 degrees, and just scale it real quick. And this is all stuff 100% you could do in ZModeler if you needed to. And you could certainly even do, again, like that initial layout with like IMM really easily, right? But then being able to tweak that layout afterwards, because a lot of my world is you get art direction from other people. So for me, I need to make sure that I can like fix things really quickly, right? So if I've got this bullet and I come over here like to the side view, let's draw out a curve. And I'll just draw out a simple curve that goes like that. And right now that curve is just flat, right? It doesn't actually correspond with the gun. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to say, let's go over to Mesh, create Mesh Network. and that's going to basically instance the bullet. And if I go to my attribute editor, you can see I have a mesh network here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a curve node to it. And now in my attribute editor here, I've got this curve node, and it's going to look for me to take the curve that I have. I can drag and drop it right there. And now what we're going to see is the bullets start at the beginning of that curve. So there's several parts to the network, and this part might be a little bit confusing. If I go over here to the distribution node, I can say distribution type. I'm going to say initial state. Since I added that curve, it's going to follow the curve as its initial state. So I do that, and now I can tell it how many points I want. And if I go back over to, where are you? This guy, I can set up the step. So that's how far the bullets are, like that. And let's say I go all the way with the step, so it goes all the way across the curve. And then when I go back to the distribution node, now I can tell it how many bullets I want. And the beautiful part is, if I go grab the curve now and start to manipulate points on the curve, so if I say, hey, I want this to start at the gun there, I can now really articulately start to pull these points to get exactly the shape that I want, right? So this is the part where having to make adjustments, this is where this pays off. The initial creation, yeah, for sure, I could do this with an IMM, and I could do it in, another package. But having the distribution be adjustable and be this articulate, that's something that I don't know how to do in a lot of other places, right? So let's say you really want to get the weight of this to feel like the bullets, like right now they start to curve back. If I wanted them to like come down, basically I can just manipulate and get exactly what I want. Right. So yeah, mesh networks. And I've used this before to like distribute trees or rocks or shrubs or things like that. I've never used it for exactly this, and it was pretty intuitive to just like sort of figure out. I think I looked at a couple of tutorials really quickly on YouTube, and none of them were actually for like a bullet belt. It was just instancing on a curve. Yeah, so I like this a lot. It's very flexible, and you can keep the history around if you want. So if you get notes, you can make the changes and everything will just update. So yeah, that's my what's good.
Awesome. We have one comment that says Python says that MASH is also great for replacing reference pieces.
Yes. Yep.
And another question, Danny, do you generally use any modeling plugins in Maya?
No, I do use a UV plugin. I'm old and I still use the Roadkill UV plugin from time to time, particularly for like straightening. It's got a really nice straightening algorithm. But modeling wise, I don't think that there's any plugins I use. But I do have one of the other reasons that I use it a lot is, I've used Maya for a number of years. I've got tons of specific tools and things set up for exactly the way that I want them, that don't really exist in other, that don't exist in the vanilla package. So again, that idea of being fast, like there's a specific set of things that I do here that that make me a little bit faster in Maya than I am in ZBrush for hard surface. If I had to, could I use ZModeler? Yes. If I was on a job where I didn't have access to Maya, 100% I could use ZModeler. I just know that I haven't set up anything in ZModeler to make me as fast as I can be in Maya with some things. So
I think we have another question, Maya related, or it could be Maya related. Insane Pixel said, I have been trying to animate my tread for my Thunder at Tank using mesh. Any tips, because the track keeps flipping? So
I was gonna say, hit me up outside of this. Drop me a line like on Instagram or something like that, and then let's figure out a way to communicate. It'll take up too much time during this, I think. But yeah, I'd love to take a look at what you're doing.
I think that's probably supposed to be Thundercat.
cool. That was a good. What's good?
Nice.
And what's great is that was a nice, great tutorial that will live on YouTube, and you guys could play that back and rewind what you need to look and see to help you learn how to do that.
Nice.
And so if you guys came over for the raid and are finding any of this stuff useful or enjoy just the vibe, please give us a subscribe. And like Bradley said, we're here every week, just kind of working and hanging out.
I saw a video earlier today where it was a video about scam art schools. So like, I don't remember the person's name that did it. But it was about like, you know, how a lot of people like Art Institute, I guess, maybe it was, they basically closed down a bunch of campuses at one point, and a bunch of people were left sort of holding the bag in the middle of trying to get a degree from them or whatever. And it was just in general about like, you know, less than reputable things that some art schools have done or whatever. And at the beginning of the video, the thing that really caught my attention, the person making the video was basically like, you know, hey, don't forget to press like, then unlike, then like it, give me a thumbs down, yell at me, like all this stuff, whatever. And it was just like all these additional things to it was like just everything that it would be the opposite of what you normally hear in the, you know, smash the like button or whatever. And it was just, it was attention grabbing. I was like, oh wow. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's funny.
You guys know that feeling? Either you yourself or maybe if you've ever had a friend that got threatened with like at 3 o'clock, I'm gonna give you the, you know, the eye jammy after school kind of deal. And then, you know, everybody's looking at the clock, sort of waiting for 3 o'clock now. I had a flaming hot take that I will not repeat on the air right before this. And as the show is running down, I realized I got to defend myself in a little bit. So I'm looking at the clock like, damn, I'm going to get that 3 o'clock eye jammy. This sucks.
Yeah, you better not go anywhere either.
No, listen, I'm sticking to what I said. I'm not backing down.
So for those who are watching us, what are you working on? Let us know what you're working on. I love hearing about the projects that everybody's doing.
I was going to say, if Brad Grotman is in here, he always lights me up over the fact that I am not incredibly organized with my file structure or naming conventions. So
get him, Brad.
Yeah, so I'm doing a little housekeeping. Just so you know that.
We'll believe it when you do it consistently.
Why would I do that, dude? That's too much.
We have someone working on Baby Yoda. That's going to be cool.
Nice.
Oh, and when you're done with your project, if you hashtag us on Instagram, at least we'll be able to take a look at your work. So we definitely like seeing what everyone's working on. Hashtag Stylus. We have Mike. I've really been enjoying your anti-venom tutorial. Any plans for new tutorials from Danny or Mike?
Nothing from me. Nothing from me anytime soon. I'm too busy with work and trying to like not fall too far behind on these things every week.
Never say never. If we push them enough. There's too much knowledge in that brain to only be dedicating to work. Share it.
There's no knowledge here.
I'm not gonna fight with you. Sure, go ahead. Fine. There's nothing. You know nothing. All right,
Thank
you
you.
know nothing.
Thank you. If only this technique was as effective on people in my house.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that thing almost killed me, man. Between regular work, ZBrush Lives, this stream, and my other project I'm working on, I was just like, I burned the candle at the top, bottom, middle. I'm gonna take a break. Also, I'm coming out with some supplemental material for that as well. So I did have a chapter that I'm just finishing up the video editing, and we'll probably post it up next week sometime, but it's for the spider on Anti-Venom's chest and back. That's not in what you have, so look for that soon, as well as anybody who pre-ordered, and I promised them a painted poster. You're going to get that also.
Nice. Here's what I love. You start off with, no, man, that thing almost killed me. Nothing coming from me anytime soon. Oh, by the way, here's some new stuff coming from me soon.
DJ Cat.
Yeah, exactly. Another one.
Exactly. Let's see. Ugly Save says, working on Sue Storm in her infamous 90s costume. Oh, that would be awesome. Hashtag us.
Wait a minute. Is that's not the 90s costume? Isn't the one that has the little window where the 4 is? Is that the one that people are making all that noise about? Danny, you and Bradley know about that?
I do not.
So apparently, men draw comic books, and apparently young boys buy comic books, and men tend to pander to young men. And so there was a costume where Sue Storm has, the 4 that's on her chest.
Mm-hmm.
It's a boob window, for lack of a better term.
Like and cleavage, or
straight up, like the negative part of the 4 is cut out, and there's just the 4 holding it together. And her sleeves are out, and I think her midriff is out. I was just like, wow, man, guys are crazy. So I think if that's the one you're talking about. Yep,
that is the one. Yep, that is the one.
Right. All right. Just wanted to make sure.
I don't know. To me, I always see stuff like that, and it's just, I have the same reaction to when I see, like, a game I worked on in the past that shall remain nameless had a bunch of characters running around with armor.
Yeah.
And for sure, it was like that. Like, there are, some, female characters in the game running around, and I'm like, what is that covering? Like, that's maybe her ribs are covered, her ribs and her nipples, and that's it. And it's weird. It's like, why is this seem functional?
Yeah.
So yeah.
That never really. I mean, okay, so I have a daughter, right? Clearly, and it didn't really hit me until I had a daughter that I was like, wow, this is crazy. But the thing about it that's really crazy, that really kind of brought it all home, is there's an artist who does like gender swap characters. That's their whole thing. And so they'll take these ridiculous like clothes that the women wear and put them on Thor or Captain America or whatever. And I was like, wow, that's not cool. That's not
all of a sudden it becomes super clear.
Yeah, I was like, no, I don't want to see that. So yeah. I guess you can't have it both ways.
It couldn't have been a great outfit because, they didn't stick with it.
Yeah. That being said, Bradley, why do you hate Age of Ultron and love Thor Dark World? Why is that?
I don't like the pacing too much in Age of Ultron. I don't like. I'm sorry, spoiler if you haven't watched it. But I don't like how they killed off Quicksilver. Not a fan of that. The story had some really good potential, but I think they just didn't either. Maybe they didn't have enough time to like make it longer or flush out. Like I kind of like the Pinocchio vibe that they were trying to go for, but I don't think they like successfully achieved it. To me.
I give you a hard time. That I fell asleep on that movie twice in the theater. So just so you know.
Man, I like that movie. I'm like the only person I know that really likes that movie.
Yeah.
There's a couple of friends of mine that I used to work with that like viscerally hate that movie, like can't stand it.
It's crazy because I was in my collectum.
That strongly about is the what is it the Batman movie with Bane in it? I hated that one.
Oh, word.
I hate that movie. Like if it's on TV and there's nothing else on, I'll watch Jeopardy or something.
Man.
Oh, you'd watch Jeopardy anyway. Who you fooling, dude?
I watch Jeopardy every night. I watch Jeopardy every night with my family. R.I.P. Mr. Trebek.
We have for Python, what's your opinion on Marvel's designer and using it professionally for characters?
I've only had to do it once. I really liked it. And it was very difficult because I wasn't familiar with it, but I was very happy with the results that I got from it. And I've seen enough people use it professionally really well to be a full believer in it, personally. I don't know about you guys.
I love it. I'm actually using it on my Wolverine piece for my gloves.
Nice.
It's using it. I think gives you really, really good results to start off with, but you know, taking an extra polish to like, just don't take what you get out of Marvel's designer and do nothing with it. I think is the key. But I love Marvel's designer.
Yeah,
it's a bit complicated to use, but there are some shout out again to Outgang has done some really good tutorials to kind of speed you up on creating your own patterns from your ZBrush base meshes and cleaning it up. But I like Marvelous.
Yeah, the Flip Normals people have Henny and Morton or whatever. They've got some a really nice intro to Marvelous Designer too. If anybody's thinking about picking it up.
I love the what's the name of the girl that sounds like I say this every time. She sounds like Bjork, but she has an amazing tutorial.
Yeah, Medina Chianidi.
Yeah, but what does she go by? She has a cute name that she goes by that for her thing.
Oh, I don't know.
MJ, I know you know. Let me know.
I don't know what her name is, but yeah, that jacket tutorial is fresh.
Well, she does like a full-on, like the whole, like top to bottom Marvelous tutorial, and it's really, really good, man. She sounds like Bjork, which is fantastic. I love that. Hi, guys.
I was obsessed with that Bjork video back in the day, the All Is Full of Love, the one with the robots.
Yeah. Is it CG Elves? I think it's CG Elves is what she goes by. Or CG Elf or Elves or something like that? No? Anybody? Screw you guys.
I don't know. Oh, you know what, guys? I've got one more late what's good. Just because I know it. I'm gonna forget it later. Let me find it real quick.
Allow it this time.
Thank you.
You know, when you run your own show, you can just do it whenever you want. You know?
Whatever. Apparently, you only have to run it by your partners.
That's a big thumbs up. Kind of idiots. Oh man. Yeah, here we go. So it's there's an artist named Jamie Solomon. I think he's based in the UK, and he does these. I've been like rewatching these videos all week. But he does these like what end up being silicone portraits, and I would highly recommend taking a look at them. And if you go to his like actual home, he's got a couple of pages. One is every tool in the box. Another one is called Flute Jack. And some of these videos are a little on the older side, so like from early 2000s kind of deal. So they don't always have like the highest quality, but like I'll scoot through this one really, really quickly. But he goes through the process of making this giant sumo sculpture. So he does like a small, sort of maquette, which is already beautiful, right? And then he cuts up a mold of it or a casting of it or whatever. And then he ends up making a giant armature. So you can see he did a projection of, let me see if I can get to this part. So he did a projection of all those slices through a projector and like traced out the thing and then cut them out of foam core and then ran some material between the foam core to make a full armature and then puts the wet clay on top and starts building up the forms. And he shows you all this stuff. It's like a 13-minute video, something like that, but it's really, really nice. And you get to see a lot of the work, and he does all this stuff and then ends up like showing you how he builds the mold, doing the mold detach, the painting, like the silicone pores and all that stuff, whatever. So like every step, really, all the prep work, whatever. And then how he's thinking about punching all the hairs and all this stuff. So yeah, it's a really, really comprehensive, like cool video. There's no words, it's just music. So I love that about a lot of his pieces. You'll just start playing them and you can just put them up. If you have like a second monitor or whatever, you just put them up on the second monitor and you just work. And every once in a while you glance over and be like, oh, that's amazing. I'm garbage. And then,
I was going to ask you if that's the guy. That's the guy that does the giant humans and they look super realistic, right?
So it's him and there's God, I'm blanking on his name, but I'm gonna remember that. So there's another guy, at least one, whose work I like. Oh, it's Ron Muick is who it is. Ron Muick is the other guy, and I might like Ron Muick's work even a little bit more than I like his. Ron plays with scale both ways, where you go really giant and really small. And I got to see some of his work at the Brooklyn Museum of Art a few years ago, and it's amazing. But yeah,
that's the one of like a giant naked. It was either an old lady or a dude, and they're sitting like on the floor in the museum.
Yeah,
that's Ron
Muick.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Ron Muick, and yeah, he's also amazing. So yeah, another person to look at for sure. Yeah, and I think both of these guys have a history of working in like traditional film sculpture, hence all of the silicone and being able to paint. But like, look at this giant baby.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Ron Muick is this dude. Yeah, he's amazing.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and this is his face. It's like a portrait of his face. Yeah.
That's not even a little bit creepy.
Yeah, I got to see this one up close too at that exhibit. Yeah, so when museums open back up, look for Ron Muick and Jamie Solomon. Yeah.
I shared both of Ron Muick and.
Ah, cool.
So Danny, you're watching The Conjuring after this?
Yeah, I might see if my daughter wants to check it out. So, but after I defend myself, I'm not gonna run off.
Good luck with that.
Telling you, I think I have a pretty solid defense.
I will say, Mike, this is the longest I've ever seen you work in symmetry.
About it. Yeah. Got a lot of hard surface stuff here. I figure it's going to bite me in the ass if I jump out too soon.
Yeah.
This is the behind the scenes stuff. Like nobody ever sees me really messing around with Z Modeler like this on the ZBrush Lives. Just kind of jump in and jump out real quick.
And you got a chance to play with any Unreal stuff?
No, not yet. I just downloaded 5, and man, if anybody has any good resources that are like beginner, feel free to drop a link because I need them. How about you? Have you played with it at all?
I downloaded it. That's a start.
Yeah.
But there's some stuff that I started collecting for like rendering and stuff like that, so I'll share it with you.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm not super familiar. The one project I worked on where we used Unreal heavily, I was doing concept and not having to do anything in it. So I missed my chance to really use it.
I know the project file that everyone's like playing with on Unreal. That project file is like 100 gigs. I'm like, I don't want to play with that. That's 100 gigs.
Yeah, I'm mostly interested in like what is the most expedited way to get my character. Like, if you've never worked in games, character white room, right? It's just a little space where you can have different aspects that relate to the game. So like a little spot where character artists can usually dump a character, and like if there's parts of your game where there's like city stuff, there's city stuff. If there's parts of your game where there's like, you know, woodland areas, that's in there. So like you just a little separate biome where you can run around in. I'm interested in constructing one of those and then being able to drop a character in there and see that good nanite and lumen action going crazy. So that's what I want.
I want more character artists to start posting some stuff about it. You get a lot of environment stuff, but I don't see too many character artists posting and doing stuff on it. Who knows? Bear, I feel you. I had a horrible. So Bear just says, any issues with the new ZBrush 2021.6.6 update? I updated to it and now it crashes during autosave. Yeah.
Oh man.
I can't make project files correctly in it. So then there's that.
I was gonna update and Bradley talked me out of it. Thanks, Brad.
I haven't updated to the latest yet. Yeah.
I have this weird bug in it where it's every auto save gets stored in the project file when saving it, like the quick saves. All of it is stored as a subtool in the save, and it's like not even from that one project; it's from other projects.
He did show me that. That was crazy. He opened it up, and it was like everything but the kitchen sink was in there.
Yeah, that seems crazy. Did they ever get back to you? You put in a ticket, right?
No, I have not.
Oh, I thought you did.
Needed to. I just started using regular Z tools. That's my workaround for right now. I have 2 projects I'm trying to finish. So
yeah, you should take a minute though and put the ticket in for real, because
Right. I shouldn't be selfish. I'm looking out for the people I know.
Yeah.
I'll be a better person.
That's why they call you selfish, Brad. My goodness.
On Monday, I'll be a better person. See, Bear. That's why I'm not doing what I'm doing. Bear said his ticket. They just told him to reinstall. Didn't work.
Yeah, don't do that. That's how you fix it. Don't do that.
Well, that's I mean, to be honest, Bear just gives off that vibe. That's what I would have told him anyway.
Bear, what they meant was reinstall on another machine that you may or may not have.
Yeah, there you go.
Is it true that did Warner Brothers get sold to somebody?
Oh, did it actually happen?
Well, I saw DC is no longer owned by Warner Brothers. But I don't know who bought it though. I think they got tired with the whole that whole Justice League Snyderverse thing in their movies.
How could DC, if Warner Brothers owns DC, how could DC decide I want to walk away? I don't want you to own me anymore.
No. I think Warner Brothers sold DC.
Oh, you think they sold DC? To who?
Yeah.
Archie Comics.
MJ says Warner Brothers and Discovery merged.
Do they still have DC? Or was that
a fever dream I had? That AT&T still owns DC, and they're trying to sell it.
My goodness, what a mess!
I'm telling you, if Disney buys DC, I don't know,
that would be dope. Actually,
that has to be a monopoly, right? That has to be a monopoly.
Yeah. Well, this is the
Someone
thing.
Should step in.
I would trust. No, we don't need nobody breaking up that monopoly. I would trust. Feige and
I guess you didn't watch
the
Google. I guess you didn't watch Google on trial earlier today.
Oh, is that what you were watching?
Quite fascinating, yeah. Yeah, MJ says, yeah, AT&T still owns DC. The new company's named Warner Discovery. Ooh. So Discovery's like that. Is that like the Discovery Channel? Like, I didn't think Discovery was so big that they can merge with Warner Brothers.
I don't know how anything works at that level.
Oh, Warner Discovery owns DC. Okay, cool. Oh, cool. Thanks, Python, for offering some help today. Yeah, I don't know how it would feel if Disney brought like DC. That's crazy. Disney owns Lucas, Marvel, and if that's like the Holy Trinity.
Yeah, well, I don't understand. Like, what if they make
what's next? They're gonna Star Trek. They're gonna own Star Trek next.
No, that's Paramount owns that. But if Disney is turning out dope product and all of a sudden we have DC movies with the same love that Marvel gets and quality,
if they
then
can
what
make
matters?
if they can make a great Blade, and if they can make a great Deadpool, I might be in.
Well, both of those characters are Marvel, so what the hell are you talking about?
I agree. No, what I'm saying is that those are darker tone like properties. Right? We haven't seen Disney make a darker tone property. So if they can maintain the tone of those two properties, we'll see.
They already said that they're going to let Deadpool keep its R rating.
Sure.
So it'll be fine.
I will say this. I can't think of a better casting from anyone right now that I'm aware of for Blade than Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, this is a good job.
Yeah,
that was a pretty good job. That's like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man level casting, I think.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's in the gym hard right now.
You know who is in the gym hard?
Thor.
Yeah.
Well,
both of those guys are. Yeah, both of those guys are crazy. I saw something
on Twitter or Instagram where they say he skipped leg day.
Yeah, I did see that. His brother did that to him.
I'm like, man, you're right. This dude really do got chicken legs.
Yeah, he does.
Unless they Photoshop that, but it's pretty damn good.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's jacked though now. His upper body is crazy.
MJ
I saw a thing.
Wesley Snipes should be the new Whistler.
Sure.
Nah. They gave Wesley another chance. Personally, if Wesley should have got another chance, but they did a good job.
They should make Wesley the villain in one of the movies.
Yeah.
Have him play some other vampire villain. Now that CG isn't like where it was when the first Blade trilogy, because some of that was rough.
You know what? It holds up. I tell you what. I go back and watch that first movie between the soundtrack and the action. Also,
I love 1 and 2. 1 and 2. I love.
Not for nothing. That first Blade movie was the first good Marvel movie. So,
agreed. Yeah.
Let's never forget.
That's the Del Toro one, right?
Yep.
No, was that Del Toro?
Yes.
He did the first and second.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that thing constantly. Oh shit! Guess what I watched today, son? I went back on HBO Max and watched Hercules with Lou Ferrigno. Remember I told you I was going to do it? Oh, so good. So good, dude. And Lou Ferrigno was freaking jacked, son. He was so diesel in that movie.
Have you ever seen Pumpin' Iron?
Yeah, of course. It's great.
Yes.
Yeah. That whole thing with Arnold and the T-shirt and all that, and then Lou Ferrigno basically just like, Arnold's not a good guy. Like, you can just see it. I'm like, Arnold was a piece of garbage. It's horrible.
I think the only reason that Arnold got Lou was because he got in his head, man.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
Insane Pixel says Hemsworth is supposed to be doing a Hulk movie. A Hulk Hogan movie. Oh, crazy.
Oh, okay.
I can imagine that wouldn't be too much of a stretch.
And they're gonna end it with him being caught on tape saying some things he shouldn't say.
Exactly. Exactly.
Probably not. Probably not.
You think that part will be suspiciously omitted?
It will be.
I will tell you this. There's one thing about Hulk Hogan. Yeah, that whole, him getting caught on tape saying stuff was terrible. There's one thing about him though that I think is absolutely hilarious, and I'll share it with you guys after the show.
I think I know what you're gonna tell me. I think I know what it is.
Okay.
I think it involves his buddy. Is that what it is?
No.
No?
No.
Like, anything
I
that
don't
you
know
could
what it is.
possibly think of that Daddy could be thinking, it's not that.
No, I'm just saying. It's something that came to light.
Off the wall.
No, it's something that came to light during the trial.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah, it is. It is something.
I'm intrigued. Okay.
Did you guys watch that Mike Tyson special that's been coming on TV?
I didn't. It's on Hulu. I want to see it. I heard it's good.
Yeah, but my thing is, didn't Mike Tyson go on Broadway, tell his whole story? What is there?
In Vegas, he did it. Yeah, I watched one of those on HBO. Like they did like the whole thing, like his one-man show in Vegas.
Yeah, it was actually very entertaining.
It was really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really good. I felt so bad for him when they got to the part where they talked about Customato, and I was just like, man.
That's when it all started falling apart, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Let Don King get in his ear.
Don King's still alive?
Oh yeah.
Man, evil people never go silently into the night. Zoom in on those details, Danny.
It's not too crazy yet. I'm going to reserve some of this stuff for substance. I'm just trying to get like a general flow so the bake looks okay.
Did you watch any of the CEO on Google testifying regarding collection of data and all? It was very interesting. Very interesting. Like he dodging some of like the questions, like, and they're asking the same questions over and over. Like, Google, do you collect data when we say that we don't want data collected? And you're like, no. What about, do you collect data on the sponsors that, like buy ad space from you guys? Do you collect data from them? Because usually sometimes from the advertisers could be collecting data on their ads, and Google could indirectly be getting that same data because the advertisers are sharing it back to Google. So even though Google's like, I'm not doing it directly, they could indirectly be still doing it.
Yeah.
Well, I know that they are directly stealing money out of my pocket because I posted up a new video. I posted up a new video on Tuesday, and I went to click on it and saw that I had to wait for an ad to play before I could watch my own shit, and I still have not gotten dime one from them, and they have not returned the message saying, yo, I've been making money for this channel for a while, and you still say I'm not eligible to collect any loot. That happened.
Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah. They're on some bull crap, man.
Yeah. It's like the coolest. It's sad, but like, Dan, if you ever like go to any of Mike's videos, and if you have like the a non pro YouTube, it'll play advertising for other art things.
They're like, hey, want to make money on YouTube? You can make videos and make money on YouTube.
Wow.
Not you, Mike.
Like, if everybody you ever go, like, he has this gradient map tutorial on his channel, and like, there's this
the Photoshop one, yeah.
Yeah, there's this ad that plays on how you can create art in this other third-party application, simple and easy.
Wow.
And it's like, they know, like, oh, gradient maps. Oh, this might be this type of, you want a drawing program.
Yeah.
It's pretty gross, dude. Pretty gross. I was on there with Bradley, and he's looking at my analytics, and I'm like, yeah, they say I'm not, it's one of those things where I wasn't paying attention, and they count on that.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, they say I'm not eligible yet. Brad's like, wait a second, dude. Hold on.
You're the most eligible, it turns out.
He's the most eligible.
I'm not killing it, but I should be getting a little something for the effort.
Yeah, they're MJ. I have to look at that. There are some. So this might tie into why they probably didn't reply to you, Mike. They just released new monetization terms, and it's like you have to like have like, I don't think it's 10,000 subscribers, but it's a lot. It's a lot more than you need to have, I believe, 1,000 subscribers before you can even start. Like, it's a really high number.
You have to have 1,000 subscribers before they answer your email.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Now you got me wondering how many subscribers I have.
No, you have more than that, but that's not just that.
Well, no. Now I'm mad right now. I'm mad right now, son. Now I'm mad. All right, let's go over here. Click on the channel.
You have 3,000 subscribers, like.
I got more than that. And they've been like beating me for years, so it's not like it's a new thing. I did that gradient map thing like 4 years ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Hey, Mike, you think LeBron James is in the front office asking for JR back? No? I want J.R. Smith and Matthew Dellavedova on my team next year. Make it happen.
Yikes.
Mm. Clippers right now it's 60 to 67. Dallas up third quarter.
Dallas is up
Yeah.
what 3-2, right?
Yes. No LA teams are moving forward.
That's notorious for calling games early, you guys. So,
You ever see Snoop's like when he starts roasting the Clippers after they lose?
No.
Oh man, it
I
is.
know.
It's a
Get
sight.
familiar
It's a
with
sight.
I'll watch this.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Danny always gives something for Brad to watch after the
Yeah.
show. Yeah, tell him about
Man.
last week's episode.
Oh,
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
man. Danny introduced me to slap fights. Oh my god. On last Friday, Danny's like, "You ever see slap fights?" What? And I stood up to like 3 o'clock in the morning. I fell asleep watching slap fights. All right. And I was like laughing. I couldn't stop watching. These grown men just sitting there slapping themselves for slap fight champion.
Yeah. And if you don't know what we mean, guys, it's literally two people standing across a table with a referee taking turns smacking each other on YouTube. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Tragic.
So there was a match that we watched that I was like, this was right after the show, and Danny told us what it was. We went on to the channel. I'm watching Brad screen, and there's this woman who looked like she could handle herself. Let's just say she looked like she could handle the three of us with no problem with slaps. And she was fighting this other girl who was this, I don't know, she looked like she could be in a California movie or something. And that little girl with the blonde hair rocked the crap out of that big
she
girl.
was no joke. Yeah.
I did not think that was going to happen.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts.
Oh, you know what's else happening this weekend? Mayweather versus Logan Paul.
Man, listen.
So I didn't know he had like hands. Like just today I looked up videos of him sparring and fighting. He's a pretty big dude. Like I don't know why Mayweather. Well, for the money, but he's a big dude.
Well, which one were you looking at? Because there's two of them. There's brothers, right? So were you looking
at Logan, the older one who's fighting Mayweather? I looked up videos of him.
Yeah.
And then I saw like this sparring match that he fought. He fought all the Gronkowski brothers, all at one time, like and multiple times. I'm like this, he's a big dude. I don't know why Mayweather's like.
I think that's the wrong brother. You talking about Gronkowski? You talking about Gronkowski, right? Like his brothers.
Yeah, his brothers.
Gronk's brothers. Yeah, I think that might be the other Mayweather, if I'm not mistaken. Whatever. I'm interested to see it. I will catch it afterwards. I probably am not gonna watch it live, but I'm interested to see what happens.
Yeah, Logan Paul. That's the one who's doing it. Logan Paul is fighting.
That's something that, did they change it for COVID? Like, that's something I would love to do a watch party with, like fights where we don't all have to be in the same spot. But can you do that? You can't do that, can you? You can't buy a fight and then do like a virtual watch party, can you?
Hold on, look at me real quick. Oh. No. No, you can't.
No, you can't.
Okay, all right, take it easy. I'm just asking questions.
No, but of course, it's happening in Florida. Why else? Like, why not have it in Florida?
Yeah, of course. Oh my gosh.
It's happening in Miami on Sunday.
Good Lord.
So,
you think it's gonna be? You think Mayweather's gonna get knocked out?
No.
No. Okay.
I think Mayweather is going to get barely touched. I think it's going to be a whole bunch of shoulder rolling. But now that I said that, that means Mayweather's going to get knocked out.
Dude, so he's a big dude, though. Like, he towers over him. He's a big dude. Weight class is a thing.
Yeah, anybody can get rocked for sure. And he's 50. And I
My
don't think
brother's
Floyd
not
had.
50. Is he really 50?
No, no.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of his title. 50.
Yeah, 15. Okay.
Too late. Too late for me. But he's older.
He's 44. Mayweather's 44.
Yeah, he's older. So I mean, we'll see. But
MJ, only in Florida. He's like, it's officially Burmese python hunting season in Florida. Who wants to go hunt some big old snakes?
wow.
Oh, only in Florida. Only in Florida. I have to YouTube that. How does one hunt Burmese pythons? How does that? Like, get some rabbits?
Very carefully.
Did I tell you what movie I predict that's gonna suck this summer?
Uh-oh.
Space
What?
Jam. Space Jam's gonna suck.
Oh, way to go out on a limb there.
Yeah, that's a very controversial pick there, bro.
Suck hard.
Oh man.
Shout out to my buddy Devin Crane, who designed a bunch of the bad guys for them.
Yeah, I
I'm
did
glad you
a
said about the boxing match. It's gonna be more of a wrestling entertainment type event.
Sure.
They're gonna fake hit each other. MJ said this is how the show should end every week. What does Bradley think is gonna suck?
That's a good segment.
That's quite funny. But you know what's not gonna suck? Hey guys, let's close it down and see what your plans are for this week coming up.
That was a horrible. That was a horrible segue.
Yeah. So this is the thing. He got cocky. He had an amazing segue the other week.
Yeah.
I think he was drunk with power, and that's what happens. That's what happens when you don't.
It's hard to be great all the time. All right, it's hard.
Oh man! Wow.
All right.
So, what's your plan?
Yeah. So now I kind of have him looking a little better. I think the face is a little more figured out, and so now I can finally get him into a pose and try to get some some elements from the game in around him. I don't think I'm going to be able to put this the princess down around his leg like kind of like in the reference or in the Chevy Chase joint. That would look nice, but I just don't have enough time. So probably just throw him into a pose, get a good render, and call it a day. This is what happens, guys, when you don't give yourself enough time to work on something. You end up not getting it done. So that's it.
Awesome.
I'm gonna predict that next week he's gonna show up with something amazing. I guarantee you. So, did some sculpting on the body tonight. I still need to finish off the bullet bag and just tidy up a few things on the legs and the guns, and then little clips and stuff for the mask. So a lot of little hard surface tidbits and sculpting on the body, but I'm planning on trying to get that stuff all done by midweek, so that when we come back next week, hopefully I have everything UV'd and we are ready to do some substance next week. So yeah.
I love those robot legs and the vertebrae, man. That's awesome. That hard.
Thank you, man.
Dude.
Thank you, man.
I think we should. You know what? I don't know. Not yet. One day down the road, because we're always talking about the fights and stuff like that. we should have like a knockout thing. Danny would definitely knock it out for this week. But I don't know. I don't want to get competitive about it, but I think that I'm feeling like I'm on the ground gasping on this one.
You scare me every week, so just know that. So there you go.
Thanks, man.
So thank you everyone for tuning in. So the videos for this week's time lapses will go up. If not tonight, they'll be up tomorrow. So you can look forward to those on our channel. Next week will be the final week on this project. And ideally we will have our first guest. So you'll get more information on next Friday of how that's going to roll out. So, but thank you for spending your Friday with us. Please like and subscribe and follow us on all our social media. And we look forward to sharing some more projects with you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good night.
See you.